All right, hello. Today we're going to create a restaurant poster. This should be a fun and relatively simple tutorial. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Module 4 assignment in West Hills that's named Create a Restaurant Poster. I'm going to read the instructions, and then to complete the assignment, I'm going to need to download the exercise files. So I'm going to download those exercise files now. Once I've downloaded them, I'll just go ahead and go to Downloads. I'll open up the zip folder that they're in. And then remember that I need to extract the file folder that I'm going to use. So that's going to be this InDesign Create a Poster tutorial. And I'm just going to go ahead and drag it to either my desktop or to my InDesign Q2 folder. Okay. Inside this folder, I've got a few different documents. First of all, I've got a sample document of what my finished product is going to look like. And I also have a written step-by-step tutorial that you can use to follow each of the steps that you're required to take to complete the assignment. In the links folder, I have a variety of different images that I'm going to place onto my final document. And lastly, I've got some document fonts that I can use if I choose to. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to open up InDesign. And because this written tutorial is using millimeters as the increments, I'm going to make sure that I'm set up for that. Most of the assignments we've been doing have been using inches. So we might need to go down to Edit, Preferences, and then go to Units and Increments. Select that. And as you can see, I'm going to change my ruler units from inches to millimeters. It's going to make it easier for me to follow this assignment. And I'm going to select OK. And I'm ready to create a new document. So today we're creating a poster. So we're going to be creating a relatively large document. So go ahead and follow as I help you set this up. I'm going to create a custom document with the intent to print, right? It's going to be one page. And because it's only one page, I don't need facing pages selected. My page size is going to also be custom, so I need to select that. And it's going to give me an opportunity to set the width and height. For this assignment, my width is going to be 594 millimeters. And my height is going to be 420. I also want to change my page to landscape. And I'm going to select OK. So again, we want to make sure that we've set our orientation to landscape and that our width and height are set correctly. Make sure that we have our number of columns is 1. Our gutter is 4.233. And our margins are all going to be 12.7 millimeters. Okay. Once you have all of that, go ahead and select OK. And our document will be set up. We're going to go ahead and start creating our poster by placing images. So I'm going to go to File, Place, and I'm going to select the Mexican background image. I'm going to select Open, and as we're familiar with, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place this right here in the very top of my document. I'm going to click, and I'm going to drag it so that it goes all the way across from the top left to the very bottom right of my image or of my document. Now that I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click away from it, grab my selection tool and just click away, and I'm going to place another document. So I'm going to go to File, Place, and this time I'm going to select my barbed wire image. I'm going to select Open. And I'm going to follow the exact same previous steps by positioning my thumbnail preview at the very top left-hand corner. Clicking, and then dragging the image from the top left down to the bottom right-hand corner. I'm going to then click away, and I'm going to place another image. Right? This time I'm going to place my 100% Mexican logo. So I'm going to go to File, Place, and I'm going to find this logo. I'm going to select Open, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place this in the bottom right hand corner of my screen, similar to this. If you really want to be specific, I'm going to just adjust my settings to go 448.5 millimeters, 260.25. And then once I've adjusted the size of my image, I can just go up here and say fill frame proportionately, so that it fits in there. Now you'll notice that we have this white background, and that doesn't look too good on there. So with this frame still selected, you can just click on it once to make sure it's still selected. You need to open the Windows menu at the very top of your screen. Scroll down and select the effects palette. So you'll see mine is already selected. If yours is, that's great. If not, go ahead and select Windows Effects palette so that it opens here on the side. And from the drop-down menu on the effects palette, we're going to select Multiply. This will add a transparent effect to the image and make it see-through. So there you go. That looks pretty nice. We're now going to place our company logo. So again, click away, make sure that nothing's selected, and we're going to go to File, Place. And you can see we're going to place this Photoshop logo, which again is in the Supplied Images folder. And I'm going to select Open. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place it here on my document. If you want, again, you can just make a few adjustments up here at the top. I'm going to change my placement on the x-axis to be 115.166, on the y-axis to be 26 1/4, on the width of my text box to be 367.99, and the height to be 92.681. Select enter, and then once again I would just go ahead and say fill frame proportionally, so that it fits in there, so it fits nicely in that box. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some type with our text tool. So go ahead and grab your text tool. So I grab my type tool from the toolbar, and similar to dragging an image frame, we're now going to position the type tool halfway down the left side of our page. Say about here. We're going to go ahead and create this text box. I'm going to again make just a slight adjustment on my text box, make sure that it's the size that I want it exactly. And so that's going to be 22.5. Oops. 196.5. 552 for the width, and 86.25 for the height. Okay, and then I will just now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my type tool again, click in this text box, and I'm ready to add some text. So first, let's choose a font. Let's go down and we're going to choose the font called Mesquite. Here it is. And then we're going to also change the font because you can see font size 12 is going to be pretty small. And even selecting this drop-down menu, we're not going to be able to find this font size that we want. So we're going to highlight and type in 190 point text in the font size. And now we're going to go ahead and type in the best Mexican food in town. We're going to go ahead and while we're still selected in that text box, we're going to highlight all of our text. We're going to go up to the top and we're going to align our text to the center of that text box or of that text frame. Now we're going to change the color. We're going to change it from black to green. We can grab our selection tool and make sure it's looking exactly how we want it so far. It looks good. But we're going to go ahead and go back into this text box and we're going to add a stroke outline to the text. To do that, we're going to take this where it says stroke and we're going to change it from none to paper. And then we're going to go ahead and open up the swatches palette. So I'm going to go to Window. We'll open up the stroke palette and then we'll find for our swatch, we already changed the color to paper. We're going to change the weight of that stroke to 5 points. We'll grab the selection tool. And so now I've got that nice white, or in this case, paper outline around my green text, which makes it really pop. Next, we're going to go ahead and rotate this. So to get the rotate tool, you probably see the free transform tool. It looks like this. Click and hold down until you get a series of options and grab the rotate tool. Select the box, and then you've got a handle on the right and the left side, right? This corner handle. We're going to just go ahead and grab this upper right-hand corner, and we're going to rotate this up, just like this. Now we're going to move it down on our page. So the easiest way to do this is we're going to grab our selection tool, the black arrow, hold down Shift on your keyboard, and then you'll be able to move it down, and it won't move, even though it'll stay centered on your page. We'll drop it just about here. Might even move mine down like a little bit farther. And that's more or less all we're going to do. Now there is another image in your file. If you go to File, Place, if you want to play around with adding this Dia de los Muertos image, you're welcome to place that on your file. You could throw it up here in the top left, in the top right, and then you could always go to your effects panel. And you could play around with, like, obviously we know what multiply would do, but you could see if you could make it blend in or look good. And alternatively, if you decide that that's not something you want on your poster, you don't have to include it. Go ahead and go to File, Save As, and then make sure that you, in your folder, Give it a name so that you'll be able to find this assignment easily. And when you're totally done and ready to turn it in, you're just going to go to File, Export. Make sure it's set to Adobe PDF Print and has the correct name. Hit Save. High quality print. Export. And you're ready to submit your file in Canvas. Thank you very much. I hope that was helpful, and enjoy the assignment.